G'day folks, well in this video I'm going to show you how to solve the 7 by 7 by 7 cube. Now this is the V cube, 7 by 7. I don't have the Sheng Shao, but I do have the V cube. I'm very happy with this one. The stickers are looking a bit worse for wear, and that's because I've been solving it so much. I've actually got a new set of stickers and I was almost going to try and sticker them on before I did this video, but I thought, what the hey, let's just do it anyway. So I'm assuming in this video that if you're looking to solve a 7 by 7, you can already solve a 5 by 5. I'm not going to go through the entirety of the solve because it would take too long. What I'm going to focus on is probably getting the last couple of centers, and then focus on how to make or how to reduce the edges, and then how to get from the last 3 down. And there's a couple of things that can go there, but once you've got that, you just place the edges, place the corners, nothing else can go wrong. So the first thing I'm going to do is look to solve some centers. So this is very similar for the 5 by 5. In the 5 by 5 we've only got 3 pieces in a center. In this one we've got 5 pieces. So I would start with this piece here and try and put some white pieces next to it. So I'm looking the other faces. There's one. I can tell that's one because I'll turn it round and it will go there. Now I'm going to find these 2 pieces. So I'm looking to see if I can find them. I'm not going to touch that because that's nicely done. Maybe I'll find it on another face. There's one. Turn that up. And not on that face, and then we come down there. So I'll have a look on this face, and there's one indeed. So I can turn these faces on and create for myself a strip. And once I've done that, I would generally work outwards, so I would then try and do these strips and then these strips and then get a complete face done. So once you've got that, you kind of work, put that on the side and work in here to get the other strips. Let's have a look. There's one that's nearly done. That's the one that we kept, I think. So I'm looking for a piece that's kind of down in that little pocket there. Can I find one of them? Not on that face. There it is. So I'll just turn that around. That's created the second one. Because I'm doing the white face, I can simply turn it up into position, and that's done. I would then go and do another one of those. So perhaps I start, well, there's not a bad one to start with. Let's turn that onto here. Okay, so I've started with that. I need these 3 pieces now as well. There's one of them there. There's not another one. What about this one? Yep, that's one that'll go on the outside, so I can turn them down, and I'm just looking for that centerpiece there, and here it is. Put that together, turn it up, and we've done that one. And now the outer kind of rows. So there's that one. Of course the white face is definitely the easiest, but it does kind of give you the idea of how to proceed. So I need the other 2 pieces. There's one up here which I can use. Now have I knocked a white one out there? I haven't, so that's okay. So I can just turn it up there, turn it off that face, and now turn the completed white row back, and that's a little hint as to how we'll do the other faces. So I've now got that into position, match it up, and I've created a row there. And you can see I've knocked that one out. That's okay. That's the beauty of the white one. We don't have to worry about that too much. The last row, I've got 2 already up there. I can turn that one off and then go place it. Where's the others? I now know that all of the rest of them are the correct ones, and they're up on that face. So we can turn that and that onto it, turn it off and bring the other ones back, and that's completed the first face of centers. Now the rest of them we do similarly, and I'll just do one row of the yellow to show how we will keep what we've done correct. And so I'll start with that yellow central row, and I'm going to try and get these 2 pieces and that one there. So let's have a look. Well, there's one of them. So I will turn that one up. Now you can see it's knocked the white one out. So what I want to do is just turn that face and put it back. And then I can freely turn the face again. And now the outer pieces, there's one there. So same, turn it up, turn it off, put the white back. And what about this other piece? There's one of them. So we'll turn that, turn it off, and now return the white. And we've got a yellow done. And we continue to do that. It's going to be fairly straightforward, especially if you've solved a 5 by 5. So I'm going to continue now and cut back in when we're down to the last two centres, or the last two faces of centres. Okay, so we're now down to the last two centres here. Got the greens and oranges. So what I'm going to do first is try and create one row of either orange or green. So that one looks good because it's only got one orange piece to go. So I'll turn that and see if I can get that orange in. And that's just created that one. Now, what I want to do here is just go and place as many orange pieces into this face as I can. And the way I'll do that is just look and see, for example, if I turn that like that, I've got 3 pieces here in that second row. I've only got 2 in this second row. So I'm going to use this, push that one out, which will retain it in this face. Turn the face, which brings it over to there. And now when I bring this back, it's going to push out the one with 2 rows. So the idea is to replace the wrong pieces in the face with the correct one using that simple technique. I can see here again I've got 1, 2, 3 in a second row. So I'd look down here and see that if I turn that face, this second row's only got 2. So I can do the same thing. And I'll actually just do it with just the second row this time. And that's better. Now what have we got? This one here is a big candidate for some replacement because it's got a lot of green in it. So I'm looking for a second row, and the only options I've got are ones with 2 orange pieces. So I'm one better off. I might as well do it. So I'll do this one here. What's next? We've got a row up here with 3 pieces and a row here with 3. So I think the best thing, can I do anything with it? I can't really do anything with that because all of the outer rows, whichever way I look at it here, have 3 or more pieces. So that's it. I'm done as far as I can with simple turns, and now I need to use the corner piece series, and it's very simple. And here's what we do. I'll do it on an outer corner first so you can see how it works. And what we're trying to do is, in fact, I'm going to have the green there. So the piece movement is going to be from here to here to here. So I want the green piece there because it's going to come back up to the green face. And I want in this position an orange piece, so it's going to go down to there. So if I put that piece, that orange corner up there, and when I say corner, I'm not talking about corner, I'm talking about inner corner. That orange will come down to here, that orange will go to there, which is good, and that green will come to here. And so we just carry out the corner piece series, but instead of using all outer face turns, we're going to use the upper face still, but then both these turns. We actually only need to use that inner one. It's just stacks easier to turn the outer one along with it because it's not affecting anything. Normal corner piece series, upturn clockwise, right, there's that little green piece, keep an eye on that. Upturn anti-clockwise, left prime. Upturn clockwise, right prime. Upturn anti-clockwise, left prime. Okay, and you can see what's happened. That little green piece has gone into the green face, the orange has come down to here, and the orange that was here is pushed across to there. That's really all we have to do. We've reduced or we've increased the orange pieces by 1. Now we've done all the corners. What do you do when they're not in the corners? Well, you basically do the same thing, but you think about where the pieces are going to go. So for example, this orange piece here, I think I turn that and say it's going to go down to that spot, or I'm looking at that same spot on this face. That is the third piece. So I think this orange piece would roll down into that position, and then whatever piece is there will go to the green piece. Always going to be 3 pieces moving, so I say, does that work? Orange goes to here, that's good. This orange goes to here, that's good. This green goes back to there, perfect, that's what I want. So this time I'll turn the upper face and I'll just look where the pieces are. I'm going to turn these faces because that's the line of the orange piece, and I do the upper face again. And this time, instead of just turning these, I note that my piece is on the third row. So I'm just going to turn the third row by itself and then undo those moves. Just the third row, and you can see that we've got a green piece in that position and we've got orange pieces there. That's it. So we just continue doing that. Find any old piece. So there's an orange piece here. Where's that going to go? We turn it and so it's going to go around to there. So what we want is to have a green piece in that position first. Can I get one there? Not yet. Still not yet, I think. Now, where was that going to go? To the right there. Okay. So we need that. Must be this green piece sitting there. Went one too far. Now I know that the orange will go to there. The green, that orange will go to the green, and the green will come back up. So I think upper face. Now I turn just this slice up, and you can see the green joins that row, which is what we want. Upper face anti, and now just that slice. Undo the turns, and you can see that's looking better. We've only got 4 pieces left to go. Let's have a look at this piece here. Where's that going to go? That's going to go down to those, or that position on the right, and that will be taken with that green piece. So I'm looking at this one here. So now I turn just that one, and then the middle slice. Undo the moves, and I really hope you can see that it is the exact same moves of the normal corner piece series for a Rubik's Cube, but we're just carrying them out with different slices. Whatever slices our pieces are on, that's what slices we use. What about this piece? Where's that going to go? Down to that lower 4th, so I've got to put a green piece there before I start. There's one. Let's go. Two pieces left. Let's have a look at this one. Where's that going to go? Around to there. So I need a green one in that position on this face, which is that particular green one there. And away I go. Just that slice. You can see as you get down to the last few, you can really see them come together and join up with the pieces that they need to be on. This one here, we saw it was going to be down there. There's my green piece. Here's the last one. Joining up. Orange joins up. Once you realise what's going on, this is not only pretty simple, but it's actually quite a bit of fun as well. It's reasonably quick, much quicker than when you're doing it on a video to demonstrate. So that completes the centres of the 7x7. The next stage is to reduce the edges, and as I said, I'll do one edge, show you how it's done, and then cut to the last probably 3 or 4. So what I'm doing with this, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces here that I need to reduce. So there's no way normally that I'm going to be able to just do it like a 5x5 because I've got only 4 edges to play with here. So what I generally do is just look for any that already have 2 pieces together if I can find it. There's an example, red, blue. Okay, let's see if I can get the other 3 red, blue pieces onto the other parts here. So there's a red, blue piece. If I turn that around, that's red on the top, ready to go. That was not an intentional joke. What's next? Another red, blue piece. Here we go. And I need to put that into here so that the red is on the top there, and it's just, all of this is just edge piece series now, turning it so that our little individual edges go exactly where they need them to go. I've got one layer left which doesn't have a red blue, so I'm going to find that red blue piece if I can. There it is, and place it up here. So again, whack it on there. So this is now a situation where I've got all 5 of my red-blue pieces ready to join together, only because I had 2 already here. So when that happens, great, you take it. What we do now is bring all of our red blues together wherever they are, like that. Centers are disturbed, that's okay. We now go and take them off onto another face. So I might take them up here and replace them with this bit that's not done. Normally I might replace them with this one, but I can see that triple green yellow is already together. That's good, I'd like to keep that together. So turn it up, bring another one in and put it down, and then return the centers. So all the centers are back, most important. What have we got? We've got a complete reduced red-blue, and then to show you that it's even easier with this, yellow-green. I know I said I'd only do one. I'm going back on my word. We'll place the yellow-green one there. Do we have another yellow-green? I'm pretty confident that we do, somewhere, if I can find it. There it is, and so I've got to bring that down, bring them together. Just do this one quickly so you can see that it is quite quick. Replace, and don't do that. Centers back, and that's the second one reduced. Let me continue. I'll cut back in with the last 3 or 4. Okay, well here we go. We've got 8 done, and we're down to the last 4. So this kind of gets a little bit more interesting. I'd still look to see what I can do. I've got white greens here. I've got actually a number of doubles, so I could kind of almost choose what I want. Now I've got 2 white greens here which are opposite on the same thing, so I'm going to leave them at the moment. We'll have to deal with that sort of thing, but not now, if I can help it. I've also got 2 red greens but with an opposite red green. What else have I got? There were 2 of another kind, if I remember. Blue yellow. There's another one. And we've got the same deal. So, good. Now's the time. I've got no option. I'm going to have to show you exactly how to deal with that. For example, I can see here that I want to push that yellow-blue out and replace it with a blue-yellow. So let's get a blue-yellow that's on its own. That one on the end there. Now, I'm going to bring that around next to it, and I've pushed out the wrong one. What I'm going to now do is replace this and flip it round. So the blue-yellows will come down to here, and they'll be yellow-blue. And to do that, we use an edge piece series to take it out to this top layer, like that. And then we bring it back in by turning its position up, putting it onto its position, and then turning it down. And you can see what I said would happen has happened. The yellow blues are now there. Now we'll return the centers, and we'll see that that yellow blue, which was wrong, is now correct with these 3. So having done that, I can go and see there's the other 2. I've got another undone row up here, so I'll put that up to use that, and now I can go ahead and just complete the yellow blues as I normally would, bring them together and replace them with something that's not yet done. And that will bring me down to 3 remaining. Let's have a look what I've got. I've got a bunch here that are all wrong. Couple of blue oranges, couple of green whites, and all of these options have the same problem from what I can see. So let's have a look. The green whites, do they have the same problem? 2 there, 1 there. Where's the others? I'm going blind. 2 there. Okay, so let's do the same thing. Let's push out one of these wrong ones. Doesn't actually matter which one. Yeah, let's bring the white. Let's bring this white green this time. We'll bring that around to join up with that one. And we're going to flip this and put it down there. Okay, and then you can see they're now together. When I bring the centers back, got 2 white greens here, 1 white green here, 1 white here, 1 white green here, but I've only got 3 rows to play with, so I don't have a 4th row to use to replace it. So that means I've got to do this sort of thing again. I've got to now bring something like, bring together, what would be the best thing? Now I'm actually going to have to bring these 2 together with that one. So I'm going to turn that around so that they can be put as a 3, and now I'm going to reverse that. yes, I am going to reverse that, because what's going to happen is they are going to flip down to here. We'll have white, green, white, green, white, green, but importantly, it's only those top two rows that will turn back. So it won't disrupt what I've just made. Take it out onto that face, return it reversed, and when we turn the centres back, you can see I've got a triple white green and a double white green, and in fact I should have a third one that's not yet done, so I can now use that sort of as my third piece, as I normally would. Bring the white greens together like that. There's my third piece. Replace it with that one like normal. Return the centres, the white greens are done, and that should just leave me with two to go. Blue, orange, red, green. Here they are. What do we do? Well, basically the same kind of thing. We just keep working on each of these. So for a start, what I'd like to do first is, just always like to think these things through a little more than I normally would. So I'm going to have these two green reds, and I'm going to bring them down to here next to that green red first of all, and then flip this one. Let's bring the centres back, see what we've got. We've actually now got four green reds together. There's the other one. Now I can't just turn this green red onto it. That's no good. So let's think about the problems that we've got. I don't have a third piece to use up here to replace, so I can't do that. I can't just turn this on like that because I've made it, but I've got the centres mucked up. So what do? Well, I turn all of this around, and I now bring the four from the red, green, 2, 3, those four pieces, I'm now going to turn around and push these ones out like that, and I'm going to reverse this piece. Here we go. Now let's bring the centres back. You'll notice the little red green that was on the other one is now on this one. That has completed the second to last one, and we're going to have one left. If you're really lucky, it'll be done. But I can't remember any time when I've actually had it done just resulting from that. So it's not done, and there are a couple of scenarios, probably 3 scenarios that we can get. So I want to look at them. Here's one of them. All right, well, when we have this scenario, what we've got is we've got to consider that this piece here, the blue-orange, is correctly oriented. That means this is correct and this is correct. So we want that middle piece to be correct. That's correct and that's correct. These two are not. Now what that means is that it's all symmetrical, so that to get it back, I've got a swap of pieces in these second layers. As in not that one, but 1, 2 second layers. I've got a swap of pieces. That's no good. And so to fix that, I need to turn just the second layer like that, and now I'm going to replace centers. How do I do that? Well, the same way that I normally would when I'm making centers. So I can see this is the red centers. I've got to push that red piece in. So I turn that around. I'm going to use that to push that one out. Turn the face and bring it back. And you can see the reds are redone. Now I'll do the same thing with the whites. Turn the face, push it in, turn the face, bring it back out. The whites are done. Turn it round, do the same thing with the oranges. There we go, all the centres are back, and what we'll now find is that we're down to doing a couple of these, so I'm going to reduce these quite quickly now because you know the drill. And then we come back down to the last two again, and it looks like it's a complete schmozzle, but we don't panic. We go, what do we have to do here? Well, the first thing that we're going to do, just to make it slightly easier, is I'm going to bring this together with that. So I'm going to bring that up to there and reverse this piece. Like that, put the centres back. And now I can clearly see that I've got these two. Now I've got to push out these, I've got to use these two to push these three out, but I also want to push that middle one out. So I'm going to bring it down. You can see the red-green matches up nicely. I've got the blue-oranges here. We go and reverse this piece now, which will put the orange-blues orange-blue. So let's do that. Return centres and go the long way, and there's the red greens that have been completely remade, and there's the orange blues which have been remade. So that is how you take care of the situation where it's right, wrong, right, wrong, right. But as I said, that's not the only situation. Let's consider another one or two. Okay, what about this situation where we've got this correct one in the middle and each of the two surrounding it are opposite, so I'm going to call them wrong. Well, you remember that for the first one we had this one correct, this one wrong, and we just moved that slice. So for this one both of these are wrong, so we're going to turn both of the slices and now remake the centres. Yellow centres, red centres, and white centres, which will automatically do the other one. Now we take stock and see we could remake an orange blue if we can find the other bits. So let's put this one over here ready and keep turning that. Remake all of this. And we come down to the last two and we've got the two green yellows, and I'm going to push out these three green yellows. You can see the red blue comes together. Reverse this piece. And then return centres, and we'll see that the green yellows are done, and in fact all of the others are also done, so that takes care of that. And there is, however, one more situation we can encounter. Let's have a look at that now. Alright, well the last situation we can get is this one here, where we've got the three in the middle correct and each of the outer ones incorrect. By now you'll know exactly what I'm going to do. That's right, I'm going to turn that slice, that inner slice, and this one, because it doesn't matter, one turn, and then remake the centres. And you can see how quick and simple it is really. And then go ahead and remake the edges. And then when we're done, we'll get to this position. We've got four yellow greens here. Guess the easiest thing to see is to basically use this blue red to push out this one like we'd done previously. So I'll turn it around to there, bring it there and push that one out, reverse this one. Return centres, and those red blues are remade, and so are the yellow greens. So that covers all the possible cases you could get when going to remake or reduce your edges, and that completes that stage of the solve. The really good news now is that the only thing left to do is solve it as a 3x3, and that's decidedly simple considering what we just did. So whack the white blue in place. I'm going to do this using the method that I would normally do. You can do it using any method you like. Now, what have we got? The orange greens already in place, so I need to turn that back. I do. Put the orange blue in. Got a red green up there, so I'll place that one. That'll give me three middle layer edges. And if you don't know what I'm doing, have a look at the description of every video and you'll see how to solve the cube simply, or in this case the Rubik's Cube, how to do it an edges first method. So I've got that free now. I'm going to place the upper ones. I've got that yellow green which needs to be flipped to this position. I said at the start I assume you can solve a 5x5. I guess it went without saying, I also assume you could solve 3x3. Well look, the edges are all done, that's fantastic. Let's do some corners, and I'm going to use the corner piece series to place these, which of course just moves corners around without moving anything else around. Another one, you'll see that I'm looking to roll pieces down an edge. That's the general technique, the general thing to look for. One there, and 4 on the top, so I've got this direction now. What have we got? That can go to there. So this will roll here. I need a piece up in that position, so I'll just use a piece that I don't care about. And undo those setup moves. I think that should leave me 3 to go. 1 there and 2 here. So again, I'll see if I can find one that wants to roll. None of them do. That's okay. So I've got a yellow, blue, red that's got to go there. That's no good. So a couple of things we could do. Just place them, and then, in fact, what the heck? Let's just do that. Make it easier. We'll just place them first and then twist any that need to be twisted. So, yep. I'll just move these around like that. First of all, undo that setup, and that should just leave 2 pieces in place but twisted. So I then say that this one needs to be twisted anti-clockwise. I'll hold it at the front left. The other one will be needing to twist clockwise. I'll hold it at the back left and carry out a couple of edge piece series. And you'll see that's actually twisted it in place. I now turn that left face down to bring the other one in and undo. Man, this is taking a lot longer than it should. Undo that setup move, and that's it. Doesn't get any harder than that. Not that that was easy, but hey, there it is. The 7x7 is now solved.